So Tesla stock is continuing to crash. It's having one of the fastest, steepest, biggest crashes it's ever had. Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back. Let's just jump in. So why Tesla stock has given up nearly all of its Trump election gains. And it did go up rapidly after Trump got elected. There was a bit of euphoria around the stock that because Elon was in close with the president, and it did go up a lot, but it's been retracing that. As it says here, Tesla shares are down nearly 40%, actually over 40% now. We'll have a look at that in a minute, from hitting an all-time high in December, as a slowdown in sales and Musk's political moves are seen as hurting the stock. We'll look at both of those, look at what's going on now as well. Now we can see the stock price here, as I said, down 41.2% at this point, and there's been a rapid decline in the stock. And just over the past month, it's now down 29%, which is a lot in a short time. And if we look at this graph, pulling back, zooming out, yes, Tesla stock has had a rise over many years now. Really since 2019, it really took off. But look at that sharp decline that it's had, almost straight down. And you can see that the market cap is 883 billion around there, and the P ratio is 138. If you're not familiar with investing, that's pretty high for a company that's actually not really growing anymore. It used to be growing, so what's going on? We can see here people's reaction to it. We're going to have a look at some reactions, and you can see the drawing there in the stock chart of Elon giving that salute. That really what did seem to be a turning point. The stock's been going down ever since. And that's quite a little clever drawing there of the stock graph continuing into Elon there. And this is one of the Tesla Elongelicals, as they call him, one of the main influencers on X, Farzad. He's got a YouTube channel as well. And this person says Tesla shareholders in 2025. Farzad not looking too happy there. And we've got a very short video clip here. Somebody says, wife getting ready for our trip to food bank while I'm checking my stocks. So that's Sydney Sweeney in Euphoria, if you haven't seen that series yet. And this X post from Tristan Snell, who says Tesla's shareholders just lost another $38.6 billion today, a total Tesla loss of $600 billion since December. As I said, it's been a rapid decline back from way over $1 trillion market cap. Tesla CEO was not in the office, he points out. In literally any other public company ever, this would be the point where the CEO gets fired, but not so with Tesla. Elon's got the board in his pocket. He doesn't really have to answer the board. Well, he does, but he's got his brother on the board. More about that later. We'll look at the company, what's going on there. But more reactions to the stock. Sweetie, come down and tell everyone about the robot stock you told us to buy at $480. Somebody hiding away there because people were very bullish, as people are at the peak of these things, and it's retraced a lot since then. And somebody else being more bullish, saying market psychology of Tesla, pointing out, say from a value investing perspective, value investors buy low, but 480 people were interested and 280 nobody's interested. So they're implying that it's a good time to buy, but we'll see if that is the case. No financial advice from me at all. We'll have to see what happens. Got another video here. This one's based on Johnny Depp, the meme, talking about people diamond handing it, holding on to their Tesla stock no matter what.
You're down 95%. Have you ever considered selling?
No, I can't. That's a no.
Now, if you're getting value out of this episode so far, I'd really appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. It really does help, and I really appreciate it with this kind of content in particular. Thanks. And here, another Elongelical Tesla influencer on X. I think these people make money, whether they're paid directly or indirectly. They definitely make money out of the situation. And she's saying here, it's kind of weird, if you are inspired by Tesla and Elon and put your money behind your words. I want to hear from you. Please tag me if you decide to purchase Tesla, purchase a Tesla car, purchase or subscribe to FSD, Full Self-Driving, buy Tesla stock, or subscribe to X. I will be delighted to thank you and repost your message. So really looking to influence. Maybe there's not so many people doing those things at the moment. They're actually searching out so they can showcase people buying the stock, buying the products. When there's a boycott on of the product starting to be, and I think these people are getting worried. I saw Farzad, the other influencer that I just talked about before, he did a video yesterday where he was talking about the possibility of us getting it wrong, following Elon down the MAGA route. He was kind of just joking, but he was saying, what if we're wrong? What if we're on the wrong side of history here? When so many people are boycotting and really not liking what Elon's doing, they just can't understand it. They can't understand the lack of optimism in the stock either. Here we have somebody else. If you make the company all about one person and that one person decides they are on a mission that has nothing to do with the company itself, Tesla, and that's an image of the stock price, down 30%. It's down over 40% now. So it's a good point to make. And we have Fred Lambert here, who's from Electric. And he says, nothing should surprise me about Tesla shareholders by now, but I see a lot of confusion about what's happening now with the stock. The drop is not the anomaly. The circle on the chart was the problem. See that big jump that's happened since the election, or since the election, really. There was no significant positive news or announcement during that time. Tesla's fundamentals were going down like they are this quarter. So there's really not much growth there. Deliveries going down, and now this boycott seems to be stopping sales as well. This rise was purely based on the false assumption that the Trump administration would be good for Tesla, whether through policies or collusion between Elon and Trump. And there has been a bit of that. Some people were calling it corruption because, Elon getting deals. But yes, it did go up. It went up hundreds of billions of dollars. Was it worth that? It certainly has de-risked Tesla. Elon's federal legal issues, which were significant, but it hasn't changed anything about Tesla's fundamentals. So yes, the regulation, Elon hates regulation, thinking that he could get some of these regulations changed in favor of Tesla and SpaceX. And that's what the euphoria was really about. Even with the recent drop, Tesla is still trading 140 PE, as we saw. It needs to come down another 30 to 50%, Fred thinks, by earnings, or it will shoot back up to record high PE, meaning that the price to earnings will go way up if the earnings actually come down and the stock doesn't come down with it. We have another headline here. Stock sinks by 26% in wake of Elon Musk's Nazi salute at Trump rally. So pointing to that being a reason that the stock is going down. Others point to the Model Y refresh, so that a gap in say January when the sales went down. But we'll have to see what happens, how much of it's due to that, or to people just being totally turned off by Elon's politics. So CBS News says Tesla shares falling as European sales drop. Is Musk to blame? Asking that question. And European sales, if you've seen my other videos, I documented that in some detail. They're way down, 50 to 70% in some places in Germany, where they saw that salute and did not like it, down about 60%. And here Tesla sides 12% in 48 hours as investors wake up to political risk. That was February the 27th. It's been gapping down very quickly since then, or way before then. And this person says, when does Musk try to stop Tesla's death spiral by vowing to quit politics and return to Tesla full-time to save the company? Of course, it's a shitty car company that's beyond saving, but having studied the scumbag for a decade, I wouldn't be surprised if he announces this soon. I'm not so sure about that. If it's in dire straits, he might do that, saying, I'm going to have one of his surges, not a government purge, but a surge, going back there to save it and making a big fuss about that. He does that, and that might help. I don't know. We'll have to see what he decides there. Seems more interested in politics now at the moment, though. So Fred Lambert again says Tesla haters are better at advertising than Tesla. Tesla shareholders are greatly underestimating the brand impact. In just a year, Elon has set back Tesla roughly 10 years in brand perception, years of hard work gone. And I've shown this before in the last couple of videos. This campaign in London, Tesla goes from 0 to 1939 in 3 seconds, and showcasing his salute there. So this is an impact. It was a clever campaign that's had, a wide impact, gone viral. And Wall Street will be seeing things like this. This is part of the same campaign, I think, or somebody different in London again, where they're sticking stickers on cars. Don't buy a swastika. And in that same vein, we've got something like this, introducing swastika, the fascist thing on 4 wheels. So really some anti-advertising here and against Elon Musk's politics. And this headline, as Musk tears through Washington, some Tesla owners feel buyer's remorse, or quite a few have. I've done videos about stickers being stuck on cars. I bought this before Elon went crazy and anti-Elon stickers. And headlines like this, furious at Musk, don't buy a Tesla. So there's definitely a boycott going on worldwide that seems to be gathering pace, and that I think that's probably got something to do with the share price going down, don't you? A lot of people don't think so. Those Tesla influencers don't think so. How could people not like Elon? How could they not support him and Trump too? Because they've followed Elon down that MAGA path. So I've showed this before, Rolling Stone, Tesla takeover, how the protests against Elon Musk signal a national turning point. So the public discourse changing here against Elon and his perceived overreach with DOGE. I'm going to go through some of these protest things to point out what's going on. If you've seen these before, forgive me. We'll just go through them quickly. So people, this is a Google search, the trends, people selling their Teslas, that's gone way up. And we've got signs like this, protests like this, boycott Tesla, giving Elon your money is voting to turn the US into a banana republic ruled by oligarchs. So some politicians, Democrats, talking about oligarchy, not many. Bernie Sanders has been talking about it for years. He's going on a tour, talking to people, trying to get people to realize what's going on. AOC's talking about, Jasmine Crockett's talking about it too. A few Democratic politicians, but where's Kamala Harris and those people saying that democracy was in jeopardy if Trump was elected? But once he did get elected, where did they go? Where have they gone? Why aren't they speaking up? Because it's worse than first thought. Don't test drive fascism, somebody says in a protest against Tesla. And I felt nothing but disgust. Tesla owners vent their anger at Elon Musk. So this is the sentiment out there for sure. More boycott Tesla. Tesla feels the wrath of anti-Elon Musk backlash. So there's been some protesting in the streets outside Tesla stores, which I've shown. We'll see a video again of that. Photos and videos show Tesla takedown protests that have sprung up in cities all over the US, not just in the biggest cities. It is catching fire, these protests, and Wall Street will be seeing what's going on. They're not so much in a bubble that they can't see what's going on the streets and online. And Tesla takedown protests have happened in cities around the country in opposition to Elon Musk's DOGE work. That people really don't like what's going on, how they overreach. They see his overreach and doing illegal things, probably breaking laws every day, going in with his minions, his coding minions, from 19 to 24-year-olds just doing God knows what inside these government departments. Protesters are calling for Tesla owners to sell their stock and cars. Some owners have seen their vehicles vandalized. I've heard stories of that. I've seen pictures of that. Tesla's stock price has taken a hit this month. No kidding. More than 40% since December, that is. And some shareholders told, this is Business Insider, they want to sell their shares. And people are doing that. We've seen many people saying that, and I've put them in videos of that they've sold their shares, and it's because of Elon's politics. And we have headlines like this: how to sell your Tesla and other options for electric cars. Elon Musk alienates drivers and sales fall. So people wondering how to sell their actual cars, looking into it. As we saw the Google trends, it is a trend. This is one of the protests. I've shown this a couple of times. It does show the number of people at these things. It just started off with, 2, 3, 4 people outside the stores, but they're growing to be this big. Let's have a look. getting to be pretty serious protests. And now let's have a look at what's happening inside the company itself. We looked at the protesting. We've had a look at reactions to the stock price. Now let's have a look at some inside the company, what is actually going on. And this you might recognize as the Roadster that's supposed to be coming out. Elon was touting the new Roadster. It's been, I think, 8 years, fully 8 years, and they took money for this. See this? Tesla asked the full $250,000 upfront for special Roadster Founder Edition, and some people did pay that. I think they took $250 million for this, and people haven't seen it. This is vaporware. I just saw an article about Elizabeth Holmes from Theranos. She lost a court case and she's got 11 years or something like that. And she must be looking at this thinking, hold on a minute, I sold a medical device that really didn't work properly and didn't get away with it. And she's watching Elon Musk here with vaporware, selling cars that don't exist yet. He said they're working on them, but 8 years, come on, and FSD is not working properly yet. Elon was saying that it's going to be next year. For about 10 years, I've got him on video saying in 2016 that it'll be next year that people will be able to go coast to coast and not touch the wheel. And it's this time later and it's still not there yet. So how is that not similar to what Elizabeth Holmes was doing? Tesla is hit with a fresh class action about its self-driving claims. Hardware 3 computer, says Electric. They say the automaker is already facing dozens of lawsuits over its self-driving claims, crashes using advanced driver assist systems, alleged breaches of fiduciary duties from its CEO and board members. But now you can add another one to the list. This is pretty serious. I think this is from Australia. They are going after Tesla over 3 specific issues. Tesla vehicles have the propensity to autonomously engage automatic emergency braking abruptly in inappropriate circumstances, leading to a risk of collisions. I just did a video about how in China, Tesla is actually suing customers where they had this problem, they had an accident, and they protested publicly, didn't get any decent response from Tesla, and then Tesla sued them for complaining. And the second one that's the focus in this case, they lack the ability to achieve or come close to achieving the advertised maximum range or the range displayed on the vehicle's dashboard when the battery level is greater than 50%. I've seen that being talked about as well. And despite statements or representations to the contrary, the hardware on Tesla vehicles is incapable of supporting fully autonomous or close to autonomous driving. And Elon has stated publicly that that would be the case. So this lawsuit comes after CEO Elon Musk recently admitted that its hardware 3 self-driving computer HW3 will not be capable of unsupervised self-driving. Now they say this is the first known lawsuit about the issue since the CEO admitted the situation, which was not that long ago. So there's no doubt there'll be more in this realm. He's finally admitted that it won't work on all cars and there are court cases about it. Now, Tesla needs a radical strategy to turn around. How about acting normal, this headline says, aiming that at Elon Musk. Can you just act a bit normal like a CEO and not like a lunatic? And long-time Tesla investor says Elon Musk's proposed $56 billion pay package is outrageous amid poor stock performance. So this is still going on. The judge said no, has said no twice. The board has said yes. The shareholders have said yes. There was a campaign of retail shareholders to say yes. They did say yes. So this is ongoing. And Elon Musk's more than $50 billion pay deal at Tesla was rejected again. Here's why. And that goes through, when it was rejected, but it's still going. And is this why he's losing interest in Tesla? And this is the Tesla board. If you don't know, you can see his brother Kimball Musk on it. So he does have the board in his pocket. They kind of do what he says, and they're not going to speak up, I don't think, about his antics, his political antics, his behavior in public, which we'll look at the end here, the latest of that display, this sort of disgusting display that he does in public. So life-changing wealth stopped Denholm standing up to Musk. This is the chair of the board, and she's been selling stock lately. I've talked about that, $118 million in the past about 3 months, just as Elon says that FSD is going to go public in the wild, unsupervised, and robots are coming. Some of the board are selling, including his brother Kimball and the chair Robin Denholm. And Tesla board that gave itself nearly $1 billion in excess compensation must now return the money. So there's some pretty strange things going on with the board here. And this campaign, this article is talking about out with nepotism. Tesla investors want Elon Musk's brother booted off the board. And that's aimed at Elon really not having so much control over the board and doing whatever he wants to. It's fine when the stock's going up. When the stock's going down, people start asking questions. It's a bit of a shame that people don't ask questions before that, but that's just the way it is. So Motorhead on X says here, why are Tesla fans so excited about FSD being approved in China, which just happened in this past week? Those influencers, the evangelicals, were very pleased about this, happy about this, and they couldn't understand why the stock wasn't rocketing on the news. There'll be zero buyers if they don't give it away for free like BYD. So BYD coming out with similar technology and giving it away for free. That's been news in the last few weeks too. And even then, who wants to risk all the traffic tickets like this guy? So I saw this video. It was a guy in China testing it out because it's just been released in China, and he got 6 or 7 traffic tickets or violations based on, just letting FSD do its thing, FSD supervised doing its thing. So not great, mixed results, as one article said. And we have here in the New York Times, a union takes on Musk via Tesla stock. The American Federation of Teachers is pressuring some of the car makers' biggest shareholders as the tech mogul's cost-cutting influence in Washington sets off alarm bells. So various groups not liking what Elon's doing and putting pressure to sell the stock. So that's a direct impact from his political activities and what he's doing to the stock being sold. And bombshell report reveals how much money Elon Musk got from government. Elon Musk is a greedy welfare billionaire, this article says. And so this is pointing to the fact that massive conflict of interest. And Trump said that Elon will be monitoring his own conflicts of interest. There's no problem there for him to do that by himself. People are looking for these kickbacks that he's getting or favored deals from the government because he's in with Trump. And here Elon is going to make so much money from this grift. So this is from the Alternative Park Service. The FAA is close to canceling a $2.4 billion contract with Verizon to overhaul a communication system that serves as the backbone of the nation's air traffic control and is awarding the work to Musk's Starlink. Fancy that. Follow the money and see where it goes. So is that a conflict of interest? And how many more will there be like that? And this Reddit post, employees of Musk SpaceX now have email addresses at the FAA, which regulates it. So working for the regulator, working with the regulator, controlling the regulator. Musk was complaining about SpaceX being regulated too much. Is this how he's dealing with it after paying off the president? And on the other hand, we've got the other car companies trying to capitalize on people not wanting Tesla, wanting to sell their Teslas. Make the switch to Polestar. Save up to $20,000 on a Polestar 3 lease as a Tesla owner. So to swap for another brand there, they can see what's going on. They want to jump in. Competition is here. There's a lot of competition now where there didn't used to be, and maybe Elon was taking that for granted. Or maybe he's just not interested. We don't know. And so we get to Elon's behavior, recent behavior. Elon's bizarre behavior is killing Tesla sales. This headline says consumers don't want to be associated with Tesla anymore. And there are a lot of liberals like that. I can see you all in the comments that are for the boycott and wouldn't buy a Tesla product. And I think there's a growing number of people like that for sure. And Elon Musk and the decline of Tesla. The megalomaniac CEO extracted $48 billion from his shareholders, but the company's future does not look good now. Well, that remains to be seen, but we'll see. The sell-off in the stock price is definitely going to hurt Elon's wealth and Tesla, the company, if it continues. And are Elon Musk politics costing Tesla sales? Well, I could say yes to that. That is my opinion that they are. And this is Elon recently. This was at the CPAC event. He's dressed in a cap and chains and sunglasses inside. Saw a image backstage of his face, and he was definitely on Special K, and that showed in the interview, sort of making a spectacle of himself. definitely. And here's something that he said during that interview. Let's take a look.
I am become meme. Yeah, pretty much. I'm just living the meme. It's like there's living the dream and there's living the meme, and it's pretty much what's happening, you know.
So he seems quite intoxicated there and thinks he's pretty cool as well. And here's what he's saying about comedy. He's been saying this for a while, kind of anti-woke, saying make comedy legal again, but he's just kind of making a fool of himself, and he's not funny. As this post says, this cracked out cringe lord runs the government.
You know, and have like a sense of humor, you know. So, I mean, the sort of the left wanted to make comedy illegal, you know? Yeah. Like, you can't make fun of anything. So there's like, comedy sucks. It's like, nothing's funny. You can't make fun of anything. It's like, legalize comedy. Yeah. Legalize comedy.
And we've shifted the entire culture.
That's so cringe, isn't it? And he says that, but he doesn't like some comedy. Bill Burr has been attacking him recently because Elon put a stop to his X account. On his podcast, Bill Burr's been railing against Elon Musk recently. It's pretty funny. I'm not going to play it here, but it's pretty funny if you're going to seek that out. And he got banned or shadow banned on Twitter. He got an email about it, and he said, I don't even use it anymore. And he was swearing and cursing at Elon and saying that he's just a big baby and attacking him for his far-right politics as well. And so Bill Burr is funny, but Elon doesn't like his humor. And, you know, there are a lot of other comedians who are making fun of Elon that he does not like, even though he's supposedly a free speech absolutist. And he's also supporting the far-right party in Germany, of course, which just got about 20% in the proportional representation elections they have there. Elon is now using ad space on X to push political propaganda. This post says, and this was a pinned tweet that Elon had about AfD leading up to the elections in Germany. And it seems that he had it as an ad, so actually propaganda in the form of ads for AfD. I don't know if it helped AfD in the end. There's a lot of people, I saw people celebrating online that AfD didn't do well, but still 20% is definitely more than they had before, and it's gaining, so it's kind of ominous to say the least. And that's another reason that people around the world are not liking Elon Musk and boycotting Tesla. And this as well, a single drug-addled tweet costs the dumb ass almost $30 billion in investment. And this is Carlos Slim orders to cancel his collaboration with Elon Musk Starlink. I haven't got this verified yet, but if that's true, he's a very wealthy business person from Mexico, and I think they were going to do a deal with Starlink there, but he seems to be having problems with Elon like many people do. And Musk blows up an astronaut for calling out his space station lie. This was a very public thing online again on X, where he had an argument, and and then he was saying the space station needs to be ended if it's outlived its useful life, after arguing with really respected astronauts. It was pretty embarrassing for him. And then in the cabinet meeting, another latest thing in Trump's cabinet meeting there, look at that, it looks like a very boys club as it is. And this post says, this moron's going to kill us all, isn't he? So it was quite shocking. In that meeting, Elon Musk said, I should say we will make mistakes. We won't be perfect, but when we make a mistake, we'll fix it quickly. He's talking about DOGE. So, for example, with US aid, one of the things we accidentally cancelled briefly was Ebola prevention. Nothing to be concerned about there. He said they fixed it quickly, but it would be better if there was zero time that there was no Ebola prevention in place, rather than just cancelling everything and putting it back, which seems to be their strategy. But you really don't want that. And now we have this. This is very recent from today. Personally, my money is on Elon crying for mom. And this is Jon Stewart and Elon. People are suggesting that he goes on the show. And Elon just claimed he'd go on the Daily Show if it airs unedited. Daily Show immediately accepted. I can just imagine Jon Stewart there saying, yes, because Elon probably want to edit it and he'd probably make a fool of himself. And Jon Stewart will just run rings around him, but I would like to see that. Now let me know what you think about all this. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that Elon is destroying Tesla brand? People are leaving, wanting to sell their stock. The stock is plummeting. Do you think that Elon has got a lot to do with it? Let me know in the comments what you think. Is he destroying the brand? Do you agree with the boycott? Are you boycotting Tesla? I know a lot of people in the community in this channel think like that, and I think like that too. Now on screen, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put a link here to a related video. Go and see that now if you want to. And also a subscribe link. Do subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of content from me in the future. Very near future, I'm doing this daily. And if you want to go a step further, you can join as a member. Hit that join button and support truly independent media. Thanks to everybody for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.